Your money's disappearing, your budget feels broken, and your goals keep slipping further and further away. Here's the truth. You might have more than just an income or spending problem. And if you don't fix the real problem, the money mindset problem, you're never going to get ahead. I'm Rose Colburn, and I help people take control of their money with real, BS-free financial strategies that actually work in real life, because no one should feel like financial freedom is out of reach. Let's start with something most people never talk about, especially if you're struggling with your finances. Scarcity. Scarcity isn't just about not having money. It's about constantly feeling like there's never enough. It's the invisible pressure that makes every financial decision feel like a crisis. You know the feeling. The knot in your stomach when an unexpected bill shows up. The guilt that creeps in when you spend a little bit of money on yourself. The fear of checking your bank account because you're already bracing for the worst. This is scarcity mindset in action. And when it's running the show, it becomes almost impossible to make empowered decisions with money because everything feels urgent, fearful, or out of reach. For some people, it shows up in practical ways, holding on to stuff just in case. Skipping important expenses like health checkups, or staying in survival mode even when things are starting to improve. For me, scarcity showed up in the form of overbuying food because I've dealt with food insecurity in the past. Anytime there was a sale, I'd stock up, sometimes double or triple what we actually needed, just so we'd have it for later. Growing up, and even as a young adult, there were times when I didn't have enough to eat. So when I had kids of my own, I made myself a promise. They would never go hungry. But that fear of not having enough, it stuck with me. And at one point I had so much food packed into my chest freezer and in my fridge freezer that I actually went out and I bought a second chest freezer just to hold the overflow. And of course, having more space only made it worse. It's something I still wrestle with today. Just the other week, I bought a 10-pound roast because the bigger size was on sale, even though we only needed about 2 or 3 pounds. Well, so now we have enough cooked and sliced beef to make French dip sandwiches for the next several months. You hungry? Come on over. I got enough to feed you. Here's what I've learned. That kind of fear-driven behavior isn't just about food. It's about the deeper belief there won't be enough for tomorrow. And when that belief runs the show, you end up making decisions out of anxiety, not intention. That's why this first step is just noticing when you're operating from scarcity, not with judgment, not with shame, just awareness. So ask yourself, when it comes to money, where do I experience the most fear? What situations trigger that I don't or won't have enough feeling? Am I reacting out of panic or responding with intention? You don't have to fix it all right now, but naming it, that's the beginning of taking your power back. Hey, sorry to interrupt. I just had to pop in real quick and tell you the 30-day budgeting challenge starts this Sunday right here on YouTube. You don't have to sign up to an email list or anything. It's 30 days of simple, realistic budgeting tips to help you take control of your money without the stress. So if you're not subscribed, you want to go ahead and do that now. And you might want to hit the bell icon too, just to be safe so you don't miss a day. And hey, if you're watching this after the challenge has already started or even after it's ended, don't worry because you can still watch it anytime. I'll have it all linked up for you. Okay, looks like she's giving me the side eye, so I've got to go. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Once you start noticing the pattern of scarcity, the next step is to listen to how you talk to yourself about money. We all have that inner voice, the one that whispers, I'll never get ahead. I'm just bad with money. I always mess this up. These thoughts might feel true because you repeated them so many times, but that doesn't make them facts. They're just stories. Stories your brain has been trained to tell, often since childhood. And the good news is, stories can be rewritten. Here's a simple exercise. Pick one belief that's been holding you back and flip it. For example, I'll never get ahead becomes I can create opportunities I want in my life. I'm just bad with money becomes I can learn to manage money in a way that works for me. Money is stressful becomes I'm learning strategies to confidently manage my finances. Or even if I don't stock up on this sale, we won't have enough to eat. Becomes I have more than enough money to provide for my family without running out of food. Write that new belief down. Say it out loud. Set it as a reminder on your phone or make it the background of your lock screen. These little repetitions matter because they help you rewire your brain to start expecting more from life instead of less. And this isn't about pretending that everything's perfect. It's about choosing to focus on what's possible, even if it's just one small step at a time. Reframing your inner narrative is where mindset becomes momentum. Once your thinking starts to shift, your actions begin to follow. Here's the truth. Scarcity keeps you frozen. It makes you feel like you can't do anything until everything is perfect. More income, more time, more motivation, more whatever. But abundance? Abundance begins with action, and sometimes the smallest steps are the most powerful. So here's your invitation to do just one small thing today that proves to your brain you're not stuck, but rather you're moving. This might look like transferring $5 into your savings account to show yourself that you can build security, even in small ways. Reviewing your spending from last week and circling just one area where you might have noticed a financial leak. Not to shame yourself, but to take your power back. Creating a grocery list and buying only what's on that list and nothing more, even if you do see a great deal. Even something as simple as unsubscribing from an influencer or a brand that constantly makes you feel like you have to buy their stuff or you're going to fail. It doesn't have to be a big, life-changing move. It just needs to interrupt the story that says, I'm stuck, and replace it with, I'm taking control. Every time you take one of these small steps, you're shifting your identity from someone who's barely hanging on to someone who's building momentum. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing something and doing it today. Resetting your money mindset doesn't require a life overhaul. It just starts with noticing, reframing, and taking one small action at a time. And if you want to go deeper, check out the original full-length version of this video where I explain more about the scarcity trap and how to break free from it once and for all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.